Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered, what if the stars weren't the most extraordinary thing above you? Imagine stepping outside just after sunset. The air is calm, the streets are quiet. Then, without warning, the entire sky begins to glow. Not with fireworks, not with the moon, not with the northern lights people expect to see near the Arctic, but with waves of brilliant green,
crimson, and violet stretching from one horizon to the other. People stop walking. Neighbors gather outside. Some believe a new dawn has arrived in the middle of the night. Others think distant cities are somehow glowing beyond the horizon. No one truly understands what they're witnessing. And then something even stranger happens. Across Europe, North America, and beyond, the world's newest communication network begins behaving in ways no one can explain. Messages continue to travel, even after the power is disconnected. Operators stare at their equipment in disbelief. Scientists rush to investigate, and newspapers fill with reports describing a sky unlike anything anyone had ever seen. This wasn't science fiction. It wasn't a dream. It happened. In September of 1859, our planet experienced the most powerful solar storm ever recorded. An event so extraordinary that historians still call it the Carrington Event. But what really happened that night? And if the same event happened today, would our modern world be ready? The story begins millions of kilometers away from Earth, at the center of our solar system, the Sun. Most days, it quietly provides the light and warmth that make life possible. But the Sun is far from peaceful. Beneath its bright surface, enormous magnetic forces are constantly shifting. Occasionally, those forces release incredible amounts of energy into space. Today, we call these solar storms. But in 1859, almost no one understood they even existed. One man, however, was paying close attention. His name was Richard Carrington, an English astronomer who spent countless mornings observing the sun through his telescope. On September 1st, 1859, Carrington noticed something extraordinary. Two brilliant white flashes suddenly appeared on the sun's surface. He quickly sketched what he saw, not realizing he had just witnessed the first recorded solar flare in history. Only hours later, Earth began to feel the consequences. The planet's magnetic field reacted dramatically. Invisible streams of charged particles raced through space. When they reached Earth, the night sky transformed. People who had never seen the aurora borealis suddenly found colorful lights dancing above their homes. In places as far south as Cuba, Mexico, the Caribbean, and even parts of Australia, the skies glowed with astonishing colors. Many eyewitnesses believed morning had arrived hours early. Others reported they could comfortably read newspapers outdoors in the middle of the night without artificial light. Imagine standing outside in 1859 with no understanding of space weather, watching the heavens shine brighter than anyone thought possible. It must have felt magical, yet mysterious, and perhaps even a little unsettling. But the glowing sky wasn't the only surprise. The world's growing telegraph network, the Victorian era's version of the internet, started behaving strangely. Operators reported sparks appearing on equipment. Some telegraph systems temporarily stopped working. Others continued sending messages even after their external power sources had been disconnected, powered briefly by electrical currents induced by the geomagnetic storm. For many operators, it seemed impossible. How could communication continue without electricity? The answer lay in Earth's magnetic field itself. The solar storm had generated powerful electrical currents across long telegraph lines, a phenomenon scientists would later come to understand as geomagnetically induced currents. At the time, it was completely unexpected. News of the strange glowing skies spread rapidly. Newspapers across Europe and North America described spectacular colors. Scientists compared observations. Astronomers searched for explanations. The event captured the world's imagination. And for good reason. Nothing like it had ever been documented before. Over the decades, researchers continued studying the Carrington Event. As technology advanced, they began realizing something remarkable. If a storm of similar strength occurred today, its effects would likely be far more noticeable. Modern civilization depends on satellites, GPS, power grids, internet infrastructure, and global communications. Fortunately, scientists now monitor the sun around the clock. Space observatories watch for solar activity. Researchers track solar flares and coronal mass ejections. Early warning systems give governments and industries valuable time to prepare for incoming space weather. Although predicting every detail remains challenging, our understanding has improved dramatically since 1859. Yet, the Carrington event still serves as a reminder. Our planet is connected to something much larger. The sun, nearly 150 million kilometers away, can still influence life here on Earth, not through heat alone, but through invisible magnetic forces crossing the vastness of space. Today, the glowing skies of September 1859 remain one of the greatest natural spectacles ever recorded. A night when people across the world looked upward in amazement. A night when science gained one of its greatest mysteries. And a night that forever changed our understanding of the relationship between Earth and the Sun. Perhaps the most fascinating part isn't simply that the sky glowed. It's that an event so extraordinary was witnessed by ordinary people. Farmers, sailors, families, children, all looking upward together, sharing one unforgettable moment beneath a sky unlike any before or since. The Carrington event reminds us that some of history's greatest wonders didn't happen on Earth alone. Sometimes the biggest stories begin 150 million kilometers away. If you enjoyed uncovering this incredible true story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more fascinating historical mysteries, scientific discoveries, and extraordinary events that shaped our world. And here's a question for you. If the night sky suddenly glowed like it did in 1859, what would be your first thought? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next incredible story.